So Tommy Robinson was on trial again today at Westminster Magistrates Court. I went there in the morning, but I couldn't get into the public gallery. By the time I got there, I think it was about 15 minutes after the trial started. I was there about 10:15. The public gallery was full. I couldn't get in there, but they'd set up another live link in the Magistrates Courts in another room, and I could watch some of the trial there. But I had to leave because I had other engagements today, so I missed most of it. And by the time I came back, it was in the afternoon, just before the today's session ended. But I managed to speak to a few people outside the court, and one of them was Professor Norman Fenton. Now, you may remember Professor Norman Fenton. I did a podcast with him. In fact, I think he was the last person that I've done a podcast with. He was there for all the trial, I think, and I asked him to sum up what he saw in the trial, and this is what he had to say. Let's watch Norman Fenton.
The highlights were the cross-examination of the police witnesses by Tommy's defence barrister, because he exposed the fact that they had no legal basis to detain and arrest him, and therefore there was should never have ever been any need for him to reveal the PIN code on his phone. And it also revealed how unbelievably politicised these police are. They clearly identified him in advance. They were clearly targeting him in advance, and they were saying things like, well, you know, he was guilty of Islamophobia, and he used to be in this far-right extremist organisation.
Whatever Islamophobia is, it's still not a crime, is it?
Well, apparently to these police officers, that was one of the driving forces for them to suspect him of committing a terrorist act, simply because he had expressed views which were critical of Islam. So apparently, if you're concerned about the real potential for Islamic terrorism, then you, if you're Tommy Robinson, will be charged with likely to commit a terrorist offence, because that's what this is about. It's very clear.
Can I sum it up by saying that it was beyond ridiculous?
It was beyond ridiculous. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And incidentally, the judge I had to delete all of my tweets talking about this stuff, because the judge said that only accredited journalists were allowed to report on this case, because otherwise that was the only guarantee of fair reporting. And we've seen already what the so-called fair reporting on this case is. And the irony is that might be reasonable if it was a jury trial, but there's no jury. Only the judge is going to make a decision here.
Well, I wasn't in the public gallery. I was upstairs where they had a live link, and I specifically asked the clerk, can I tweet from the court? And she said, you can't take photographs, but you can tweet. So I was specifically told it was okay.
I know, that's what we were told. But
there's a bit of a contradiction there.
Because then after lunch, the judge made it clear that we weren't allowed to do that, and he made it very clear we were in contempt of court if we did so. So we had to delete all the tweets.
Okay. That itself is very unusual, isn't it?
It's terrible. It's terrible, because they want to get the immediate story they want to get out of this. How are they going to spin a narrative where the prosecution case was exposed as one of the most ridiculous cases you could ever imagine? There was no case to answer, and that was exposed today. And yet the reporters, what are these mainstream reporters reporting? They're going to say, oh, Tommy Robinson, also known as Stephen Yaxley Lennon, was driving this incredibly expensive silver car, and he had all this cash on him. And that's the story they're going with. Forget about the fact that there was never any basis to arrest him.
If we were living in a normal country, the case wouldn't even go to tomorrow, would it? It would be dropped today, no?
It would have been dropped. And look at the resources, the unbelievable amount of public resources wasted on this unbelievably ludicrous case.
Thanks for your time, Norman. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I also bumped into Grommet Singh. Now, Grommet is one of Tommy's Sikh friends, his close friends. He was one of the founders of the EDL, and he was there today, and this is what he had to say.
It's not about it all, really. I don't even understand why this court case, why this charge even come this far to the Magistrates Court, waits for the taxpayers' money once together, just so they can fill their own boots and fill their own egos, these police officers. But even the superiors of the police officers that are taking the stage, they're sat in the gallery, and even they're not in their own thinking, fuck me, we fucked it, lads. We fucked it again.
Do you know something? What really annoys me is that you've got someone like Tommy Robinson, a patriot who's up there charged with a fucked up criminal offence.
Yeah.
You got people like Did you watch the documentary film on Panorama a couple of weeks ago?
Which one?
Charing Cross.
No, I didn't watch it.
And you had Officer Stampede.
Yeah.
An officer stamping.
Yeah.
What kind of...
It's ridiculous. I mean, we've seen it recently, even after the 13th of September. We brought millions and millions of people to the streets of London, and we have evidence of that due to the helicopters that they that they rented.
Was you flying it?
But no, not this time. You know what I mean? I've been banned from my license, but maybe next year. I'm joking. I can barely drive a car. And then, so,
we know that.
and then literally we brought millions and millions of people to the streets of the UK. And even the Home Secretary in Parliament and Prime Minister's question time was so adamant on bringing up the 23, 24 proxy arrests. I see more arrests in my local boozer on a Saturday night. But when you've got these terrorist supporters, the Hamas and Palestinian supporters, on the streets a couple of days later, on the same day that an Islamic extremist murdered Jews up in Manchester, there's a few thousand of them, and 400 get arrested. No one's really talking about it. It's ridiculous. This is another abuse of power by a clear two-tier policing by the police, abuse of power. They use that terrorism law just to arrest him, and now they're trying to use that same law to defend their credibility, but Tommy's lawyers are picking it apart bit by bit by bit by bit. I think you're going to have some great news by the end of today, but it's looking.
It's not happening today.
Well, Tommy's still got to hit the stand. So the two officers have come up, the sergeant's up there. Tommy's still got to hit the stand. He's been about 35 minutes in. I feel so embarrassed about our police force. Even I've had to walk out, but I just feel ashamed. The world's watching, the world's listening. You know what I mean?
And the world is watching, and we're live and direct. There's about 100,000 watching.
Oh, is it really?
I got to ask you something.
Big up Bangladesh.
So I remember your days, mate.
Yeah.
Because you was talking about 24 people get arrested at your local boozer.
Yeah.
Because you're a rebel, man.
No.
You're a warrior, man.
No.
Back to the EDL days.
Yeah, let's go back to the EDL days.
What was it like in them? Because Tommy is still tarred.
Yeah.
And you and Tommy were some of the founding members, man.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. People,
EDL.
I don't believe tar's the right word. I'm proud of the fact of my history within the English Fencing, organising demonstrations, being a spokesman. I'm proud of the fact that we took thousands and thousands of people on the streets. I'm proud of the fact we gave a platform to people that had the same sort of issues that's going on in our country, especially when it comes to extremist Muslims and Islam having a negative impact on our country. I'm proud of it all. They still use that far right thing, the racist thing. Well, there wasn't. I got arrested once in the EDL. None of us committed any crimes when it comes to racism or anything like that. There's no evidence of it. It's just the media just portraying you to be something that you're actually not. And now that's turned into this whole big organisation of United Kingdom through Urban Scoop and Tommy Robinson, and they're still trying to use the same tactic, but it's not working.
And I can tell you that the general consensus of the people that I spoke to was that this was just a complete waste of public money. It was a trial that should have never happened, and it should have really ended today. It should have been dismissed today. It was an embarrassment and humiliation for the police, and another waste of public money, it looks like it. But the trial is going to go to the second day tomorrow. I should be there for most of the day tomorrow, so I should be able to make another report. Watch out for my video tomorrow. Let me know your comments, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and if you like the video, please share and subscribe to help the channel to grow and to continue. And thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.